So let's talk about the Syrian refugees. It's not a good idea for the US to let them come into the country. I'm not trying to be racist by any means. I know not all Muslims are terrorists, not all Muslims are part of ISIS, but if you look at it, ISIS, Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, also formerly known as Al Qaeda. They have 80,000 followers, give or take some, but there has been almost 300 ISIS attacks in 2015. 300 that have been reported via media. I mean, countries' governments might cover up some of them, but 300 reported attacks. And here's a few, for example. Boston bombers, refugees. Chattanooga attack, refugees. California college stabbing, refugee. I mean, seriously. For instance, California college stabbing, part of ISIS. They found an ISIS flag in the kid's room. He wanted to behead all his victims. Well, that didn't happen, but still, in February of 2015, 7 people got arrested for smuggling arms, money, supplies to Syria for ISIS. In July, a man tried to plant a bomb in Key West. A nail bomb, but still a bomb. Could have done some major damage if detonated. Refugees are coming from Syria, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, Iraq. All of these places are controlled by ISIS. Over 600 million people are controlled over ISIS. You want to get refugees in here? ISIS is liable to slip through. Under the radar, not detected. They're not going to come with all their gear on, because they're going to have bombs. Yeah, right, because I'm trying to apply for citizenship. No. They're going to be inconspicuous. They're going to look like any other refugee until they come to America, where they're going to get guns and supplies for bombs. They're going to hit military installations. They're going to hit major corporations. They are going to do some damage to America. Plain and simple. We have over 200 military bases in the United States alone. Just in the United States. When they come, they are going to have easier access to those things. I don't want to see any of our military installations getting attacked because one person slipped through the radar. No. These guys are the richest terrorist organization. They're going to find their means to gain control. And if we let that happen, if we let them into our country, we are setting ourselves up for defeat. We are supposed to be one of the strongest countries in the world. And we're just gonna sit there and fund them and help them accomplish their mission. That sounds extremely smart. Very. I was sarcastic, by the way. So they have a reported $2 billion in the bank. They make $1 to $4 million a day. That is a lot. $1 to $4 million a day. That's robbing banks, terrorizing crude oil companies. And where are we getting our crude oil from? Not America. And half their wealth is robbing banks. Yeah, half of it. But we're still funding them because we buy oil from them. And we're just making them stronger. They want to attack Christians. There's quite a bit of Christians here, right? I mean, it's just something that we shouldn't allow the government to do. We shouldn't allow them to have refugees come into this country. Obama wants at least 60,000 refugees allowed to be able to come into this country by the fiscal year 2016. 60,000. And that's a lot. That is a lot of people. They're not going to do extensive background checks if they're allowing that many people into this country. So, yeah, there's definitely gonna be a lot of people, a lot of ISIS people coming in, jihadists. They're gonna come in. They're gonna slip through. And we're gonna spend all this money funding this, letting these people come into our country and ruin it? Sorry, I don't want that. I don't want that with my country. You know, we've got homeless veterans, sick veterans, that we could be funding, helping them. But instead we want to help ISIS, pretty much. Gain control. That sounds reasonable. You know, we could spend our money on strengthening our military so we can defeat this terrorist organization, or allow them to defeat us. Because that's what people, liberals mostly, are wanting. I get this is the land of opportunity and everything, but there has to be a country that is ran by the people in order for it to be a land of opportunity. Because right now, if we let these people come in, it's not going to happen. I want my children to grow up in a country that's free, that isn't controlled by ISIS. I think it's stupid. I really honestly think it's a bad idea. We shouldn't allow it. As a veteran, I don't allow it. Like, I will fight for this country, and I will do everything that I can to keep ISIS away, but I'm one person. And if this is what it's coming down to, I don't want to live in a country that supports this, supports the terrorists, allows terrorists to come into our country and ruin it. But like I said, not all Muslims are terrorists. Not all Muslims are ISIS. Not all Muslims are jihadists. But quite a bit are. And they look no different than any other Muslim. How are we going to decipher who's good and who's bad? We can't until an attack happens. And if we allow this, I'm going to blame it on the American people for allowing something like this to happen, because we should be stronger and smarter than that. That's just my thoughts. Talk to you later.